Welcome back to the Concept Pursuit Podcast. I'm your host, Stanley Chock, and today we are talking about what are you doing today? There's a famous quote, a famous CrossFitter that I used to follow. His name is Matt Frazier, and he said this quote, and I'm not sure exactly where he got it from, but it really stuck out to me, and it really helped me to understand, like, okay, this is an idea, or this is a way that I can live my life, and how I can continue to progress, and how I can continue to improve in all of the things that I want to improve in. So the quote goes like this: do today what others won't, so you can do tomorrow what others can't. And his idea in his training, and if you know CrossFit, or if you know the sport of CrossFit, every year or every so often, every season, they have a game, and it's called the CrossFit Games. And it's evolved over so many years, and it's changed. It's something totally different, but a huge spectacle for people to watch, for people to enjoy. But it's probably one of the biggest sports competitions today within the fitness space. So Matt Frazier was a very competitive person, and I believe he won it. I'm not sure exactly how many times he won it, but he won it, I believe, 5 times. I think he wanted to beat out Rich Froning, who won it 4 times, but Matt Frazier won it 5 times, I believe, and now he is a coach for a few of the CrossFit competitors today. But his idea of do today what others won't, and so that you can do tomorrow what others can't, that idea was, if I work hard, if I do all the things that I need to do right now, every single day, I put in the effort, I put in the work, I put in the time in order to build this capacity, you could say, to one day when I do get to competition, nobody's going to be able to step on the floor with me. Nobody's going to be able to compete with me. And that's what he meant. It's like, do today what others will not do, so that you can do tomorrow what others cannot do. It's such a simple idea, but when you are able to put an idea into action, it changes the dynamic of the whole idea itself, right? Ideas are just thoughts, and thoughts without action is usually dead. So if there's no action with the thoughts or the ideas that you have, even if you're a visionary and you do not execute those things, we are unable to complete the vision that you had or that you thought of, because there was no action to it. So that idea of being able to do today what others won't, so that you can do tomorrow what others can't, was a very big shift in my life. And I want you to take it with a grain of salt, obviously. And I want you to ponder that thought, ponder that quote, and understand that the things that we are doing now, the work that you're putting in, the time and the effort you're putting into the things that you prioritize, will allow us to do what others may not be able to do, because they did not put in the action at that current time. And so that will put us ahead of the game. So I want you to think about that. And I'm going to read a few things that I wrote, but I believe that every day we need to ask ourselves questions that challenge us, questions that push us, questions that cause us to think, that push and put pressure on us. Today I'm going to share a little list with everyone it's not a big list, but it's just a list that allows us to think and allows us to really set priorities in our life. And if you are a big proponent of growth, of mindset, of self-improvement, if you will. I don't really care for that term, but self-improvement. It's not necessarily about just like self-improving, but it's being able to improve all the aspects of our life, whether it's self or the things that are maybe indirectly around us. But the list of questions will challenge you, it will push you, and it will grow you. So I want you to take that today and think about it as we go through these lists. And these lists, I broke it down into 3 or 4 sections. Here they are. So these questions are viable in all sorts of situations that you may be in currently. It may be, or possibly something that you were in, or something that you may be in the future, something that you may future that you're in your future you may encounter. So I'm going to give you a handful of questions that you can ask yourself every single day, or ask yourself throughout life. And this isn't an all-extensive list, but it gives you a good idea on how I believe that we should be thinking regarding our life, the life around us, and the life we live. So first off, we're going to go daily. Our daily questions. These are questions I believe that you should ask daily, that will be on your mind very regularly. And these are questions based off of the things that I think of and the things that I go off of. Do I ask myself these questions every single day? No. But I do think about these questions a lot, and it helps me to frame what I'm thinking into where it needs to go and what needs to, and in what order I need to organize these things in. So, our daily questions. So what is your goal today? What are the things that you're thinking of? What do you want to accomplish today? Do you have a list of goals? Do you have a list of things that you want to do specifically that is for you individually? What are those things? What is your goal today? What do you want to achieve today? It may be being able to spend more time with family. It may be making your bed. It may be reading a book. It may be studying a certain subject. It may be going for a run, going for a workout. It may be whatever it may be. What is your goal today? Usually we'll have a list of priorities, and what I'm thinking for this is, what is the top priority today? What is your top priority? And I think every day we'll have a different top priority, but what is your goal and what do you want to achieve today? Secondly, who is in your life that you need to love and show appreciation to? This is a big one for me, and I really think about this often, especially when I am by myself and I think about my life and I think about my wife and my future daughter and the people around me, my coworkers, my friends, my family. Being so far away from some of these people, I think like, okay, how can I show my love and appreciation to those people? Whether it's sending a text, calling them, talking to them, having a conversation, whatever it may be. That's for you to decide with that. So, who is it in your life that you need to show love and appreciation to? The third question is, how can I spend my time more wisely? This is also another question that it's such a broad question, but also at the same time it's specific to everyone. Very individualized to every person that is within this space. How can I spend my time more wisely? Do I wake up earlier? Do I stop playing games a little bit earlier? Do I go spend more time with my family? Do I need to work more? Do I need to take care of my body and go for a run? Where do my priorities lie? I think if we can understand how we can be time effective and spending our time wisely, we can maximize our life and the way we do things. So think about that. How can I spend my time more wisely? Fourth question is, where do I need to be? Every single day we have responsibilities, and there's things that we need to do and places we need to go and people that we need to see and people that we need to talk to, or things that just need to be done. So where do you need to be today? Do you have work today? Do you have a wedding today? Is it your brother or sister's birthday? Is it your parents' anniversary? Is it, it could be anything. Like, do you need to go to the dentist? Do you need to bring your dog to the vet? Do you need to work out? Do you need to meet a friend? Do you have a date with your wife or your husband? Where do you need to be today? What responsibilities do I have today? Fifth question is, who do I want to be? And this question comes a little bit less often. It's more of It's more of a question of along the lines of the goal, but who do I want to be? And what I do today will directly correlate and directly relate to what I will be in the future. If I spend time with my daughter and my family or my wife, I will naturally, hopefully, if you do it correctly, become a good father, a good husband. If I work hard at my job and I make lots of sales and I make the company more money, naturally, you will achieve that and more. You might become a manager. You might become a leader within your workplace. Who do I want to be? I think that's a question that we should all ask, and that is a very big priority that we should look at today is who do I want to be? Who do I want to be? For example, I want to be a great father and a great husband and a great friend. I think as I am starting to have this child, the big thought that I'm having is like, okay, what do I need to do in order to be a great father? I don't know how to raise a kid. How can I be a great husband? I've just been married for 2 years, almost 3. How can I be a good friend? I don't know where to start. All of these things pop up, and this thought of like, how can I do those things? And if we can continue to think right now about those things, we're able to make the decisions. We're able to take the action that we need in order to be those things that we prioritize or those things that we want to be. So what or who do you want to be? And last but not least is, what do I need to do? Like I said, everyone has responsibilities, and this is very closely related with the where do I need to be, but what do I need to do? There are a lot of priorities in our life that we will do and we will have to take, and we will have to organize and configure them in a way that the most important thing will come first, and next important, the next important, and so on and so forth. So what do I need to do? And these are the daily questions that you may want to ask yourself. And are there a lot more questions? Yeah, probably. There are probably questions that you are thinking of right now, that you ask yourself daily, that you are thinking about that could be on this list. But this is just a handful of questions that will help you to think not only of these questions, but the questions that you need to ask yourself every single day. Okay, the second topic is relationships. So we went through daily, now we're going through relationships. For relationships, do I need to apologize? This is a funny one because this is a question that a lot of people may not like, and people may often see yourself in a place where you're in the right, they're wrong, and they should apologize to me. And I'm not going to apologize until they say something to me. How about you be the bigger person? How about you take the first step and apologize? Who do I need to apologize to? Or do I need to apologize to anyone? In our relationships, our life is so short that I think we tend to miss out on the facts that you may not see someone ever again. You may not have the opportunity to apologize, to say you're sorry, to make up with this person. Do you want to live with that regret and that guilt of, oh wow, I could have said something, but I didn't. I was just waiting until they said something to me. Why do we have to live in this place of, oh, they're right, or I'm right, they're wrong. Why are we living in this place of like, it's very selfish. The thinking is very selfish, and I do not want to live my life like that. And I don't think you want to either. So do I need to apologize? There's lots of times in my life where I ask that question, and I think every time I have a issue, or if I have a argument with my wife, do I need to apologize? I ask myself, do I need to apologize? And whether I am, or I need to, or I don't need to, regardless of the situation, I try to aim to apologize anyway, because I know life is too short, and that if anything happened to my wife and I did not make up with her, I would feel so broken, and I would live with regret, and I would live in this place of guilt, and I don't want to live that way. So why not be able to just, it's okay, you just apologize. It's not, saying sorry is not that hard. It's uncomfortable at first, but once you do it a handful of times, you'll understand why you're doing it. There's a deeper meaning than just trying to apologize. There's this connection that you want to keep with those people. Be the bigger person. Who cares if they don't want to apologize? You apologize first. It's fine. You're gonna gain so much more from that than you waiting for them to do it. And because who said they're going to do it in the first place? How about you just take the step and you do what you need to do in order to mend the relationship, because you value the relationship so much. So why not do your best to keep the relationship? So do I need to apologize? Secondly, who do I need to reach out to? There's a lot of people in our lives that we forget. We forget about, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend, it's whoever it may be, a grandparent, whatever. Who do I need to reach out to? Make sure you reach out to those people, because those relationships, those friendships are valuable. Not all of them, but a good handful of them are. And maybe they need someone to reach out. So don't be afraid to reach out to those people. If you think about somebody, just send them a text, send them a call, send them a letter, whatever. Go say hi to them, give them a hug. Who do you need to reach out to? The third thing is, did I say the right thing? A lot of the times when I have conversations, and I have a lot of conversations with a lot of people since I'm a trainer, and there's a lot of times where, not in trainings necessarily, but within the relationships in my life, whether it's my wife, whether it's friends, whether it's a coworker, whatever it may be, I ask myself, did I say the right thing? And the right thing isn't the thing that will make them feel good. The right thing is saying the true thing and the honest thing, the things that need to be said. Did I approach the situation in the right way? Did I say what I needed to say? Did you say what you needed to say? Did I say the right thing? The fourth question is, how can I better my relationships? This is a very general question, but it is a very all-encompassing question, as in there are lots of things that we can do to better our relationships. But at that moment, what can I do to better my relationships? Do I need to spend more time with those people that I care about? Do I need to reach out, like in one of the earlier questions? Do I need to apologize? What do I need to do? Or how can I better my relationships? There's a lot of things that you can do. There's a lot of steps, and a lot of people have different ways that they receive love and different love languages that they receive, whether it's a hug, whether it's some sort of encouragement, whether it's getting them a gift. What can you do to better your relationships? I think that's a very important question. And lastly is where are my priorities? In relationships, I really do believe that certain relationships in your life will take priority over the other relationships. Usually, it'll be my wife, my family, my kids, close friendships, relationships, and then it'll start to slowly go down there. So where are your priorities? Are those priorities backwards? It just depends on what you value. Where are your priorities, and do those relationships take first? And if they don't, then maybe something's wrong. So think about that. Where are your priorities? God gave me this word, whether you believe in God or not. This is kind of something that just came to my mind one day when I was thinking about my family. And I believe God spoke to me and he said, "Do not forget what I have given you." And my eyes just blew up, and my this idea of like, oh wow, yeah, you're right, God. I don't want to forget my wife and my kids and my family, my brother, my sister, my mom, my dad. I don't want to forget those things that he has given me. And I don't want you to forget the things that you were given. So what takes priority in your life? And do not forget what you have. Do not forget. Third, we're going to go to work. Work. Okay. So it's going to a little bit more practical in the sense of like not just your personal life, but your work life as well. So work. First question is, what can I do to help? What can I do to help? There's a lot of work to be done, I'm sure, in everybody's workplace, and there's always something to be done. So what can you do to help? Can you take more calls? Can you sweep the floor? Can you print those papers? Can you take that meeting? Could you do this or that? What can you do to help? There's always something that you can do that will help. And so find those things within your workspace that can help you to, or help your business, help your company, help your boss to maybe have a less stressful time because they're running a business and all of those things. So what can you do to help? Secondly, how can I do my work better? What are you doing now? Think about what are you doing now for your work, and think about the level of your work as if you are a boss and you're looking down at another an employee and looking at their work. Is it good? Are you doing your job well? And if so, or if not, how can you improve on that? What can you do to make it better? How can I do my work better? The third question for this is, am I doing all that I can within reason? And I say within reason is because I don't want people to become slaves to their work. I don't believe that we should be working until 60, 65, 70, whatever, over that. If you're still working, like, kudos, props to you. That's what you want to do. You'll probably work till the day you die, which is fine. But I don't want to be subject to that sort of living. I want to work hard, and I'm going to continue to work hard, and I'm going to continue to provide for my family because that's the right thing to do, and that's my responsibility. But there are other ways, and I believe there's other ways that we can become, in a sense, free from just that work life where we're working pretty much, 90% of the year, to being able to balance that a little bit more. I don't believe that we should be sitting down in desks for 50, 60, 70% of our life. I don't believe that I just believe that there's a better way to do it. And so what do we need to do? How am I doing, or am I doing all that I can within reason? You should work hard. You should take your job seriously. You should take responsibility for what you're doing. Yes. Are you doing all that you can within your workplace. The fourth topic is self. And self, like I've said before, there's tons of ways you can go about it, but we'll go right into it. Do I need rest? Do I need rest? And think about it. Are you working yourself too hard where your body's just not having it? Are you tired? Are you exhausted? Do you need to recharge? Do you need rest? Do I need rest? Think about that. And the answer might be yes. Or the answer might be, I'm not sure. And if it is, I'm not sure, usually I think you still got a little bit more juice in you. Or if you feel like you're always tired, maybe you need a really good rest. But at some point, we need to realize that if I want rest all the time, maybe I'm just being lazy. Maybe I'm just don't want to do it. Maybe I don't have any discipline. Oh yeah, I just need more rest. Yeah, it could be lazy, it could be laziness, but you could also be very tired. And this is person to person. And this is something that you need to be honest with yourself, because this can make or break, how you live your life. Because if we're not recharged, if we don't have the energy to pour out or give to other people, like it's going to be messy. So get your rest. Rest as much as you need to, but at the same time, be wise, be responsible, and work hard, and do the things that you need to do. Take care of your family, take care of your work, take care of your home, do what you need to do, prioritize the things that need to be in priority, do your responsibilities, do all of those things, and also rest. Second is, what am I doing to take care of myself? This goes along with the idea of rest. Are you sleeping enough? Are you eating well? Being a trainer, it's funny to say these things because I think I just come from this place of like, oh yeah, I want to like talk about training and talk about this and that, whatever, right? But this is coming from a place of like, what am I doing to take care of myself? Do I need more time by myself? Do I need more time by myself? Do I need more sleep? Do I need to eat more? Do I need to drink more water? Do I need to eat more vegetables? Do I need to spend more time with family? Do I need to whatever? There is an idea that we are not balancing our life very well. And I think a lot of people do that, and they don't balance their life very well. And they end up burning out. And they end up not being able to do what they need to do or what they want to do because they're so tired, because they're not taking care of themselves, because they're getting sick all the time, because this, that, whatever. Are you doing what you need to do to take care of yourself? What are you doing to take care of yourself? The third question is, are my priorities in order? And if you recognize already, there's a common theme with priorities. Where is your health? Where is yourself, individually, priority to the things around you? Your life, your family, your work, your play, all of those things. Where are your priorities, and are your priorities in order? And lastly is, what do I want to achieve? What do I want to achieve? There are many goals. This is very similar to the first topic in the daily section of questions. But there are many goals that we will face and we will want to achieve. So what do you want to achieve? What are the things that you want to achieve? I want to get a raise. I want to get this house. I want to get this new job. I want to be a good father. I wanna be a great friend. I wanna be a good grandson. Whatever it may be, right? What do you want to achieve? This is a self thing. What do you want to achieve? So there's daily questions, there's relationship questions, work questions, and self questions. These are a handful of questions, and like I said, it's not an exhaustive list. But what I want to say is that these questions will help to push us, to challenge us, to put pressure on us in the right ways in order to do the things that we need to do, to prioritize the things that we need to prioritize, to build us into these strong people, these smarter people, the wiser person, to build a life that we want to live, that we are proud of. So what are you doing to make those things happen? And I want you to ask these questions to yourself, and I want you to think about those things. All right, thank you so much for listening to the Constant Pursuit podcast. Not sure if it was a longer one, probably a little longer, maybe like 40 minutes, 50 minutes, maybe. Yeah, but if you guys like this episode, make sure to like us on YouTube. If you want to see more like this, the audio version usually comes out before the video version, so go check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audible, and I think Amazon Music. So thank you so much for listening to the Constant Pursuit podcast. We will see you in the next video. Peace out.